So when confusing municipality together with other municipalities around one area decided to come together to build a cities.
I think we all signed the relevant declarations in this field because we feel that the right to food is like all human rights, is the basis to start from. But it's not the only thing. If you put the right to food in all the necessary documents, it's still ink on paper, and it's about practice.
There are increasing challenges to achieving the right to food in terms of climate change, environmental degradation, pressure on natural resources such as land and water. And increasingly, these issues are affecting people's human rights. That includes the right to food, but also the right to water, the right to a clean environment, and women's rights, amongst others. So there is a whole range of pressing issues that can be addressed if the right to food is implemented.
Personally, I see far more in a system of mediation which does not call for a legal conflict to be construed, but where the two parties could sit together, maybe with the help of a third party, and to hammer out the problem and to come to a solution.
To take a human rights approach to food, it's important because you put people central in the discussion. You put small-scale farmers, you put consumers central in the discussion on food.
So what human rights are, what they demand from all of us, is that we not violate them. We mustn't act in ways that foreseeably and avoidably leave the human rights of other people unfulfilled. And we are doing that through designing and upholding a global institutional order, in particular a structuring of the world economy that foreseeably and avoidably keeps half the human population in severe poverty, not just in the kind of poverty that you see in Europe, for example, but in poverty that is so severe that people do not even have enough to eat.
Overall, we cannot neglect that most of the conservation and adaptation work continues to be done by farmers in their fields, and we need to make sure that the legal framework facilitates the rights that the international treaty has already recognized.
De right to food is toch afhankelijk van de right to seed. Dus in hoeverre kunnen die miljoenen boeren en tuinders over de hele wereld toegang hebben tot het beste zaad en de beste planten die te krijgen zijn tegen acceptabele voorwaarden. En op dit moment kennen we de situatie met kwekersrecht. En dat kwekersrecht heeft er de laatste decennia voor gezorgd dat de innovatie in rassen enorm snel is gegaan. Dus die innovatie die hoeft niet geborgd te worden met octrooirecht. Dat gebeurt met kwekersrecht uitstekend. Als octrooirecht doorzet en over een aantal decennia de eigenschappen van planten toch in handen zijn van enkele bedrijven wereldwijd, dan kunnen zij in feite het inkomen van boeren en tuinders en daarmee ook de voedselvoorziening in de wereld sturen. En dat lijkt ons geen gewenste situatie.
Because in Europe we have the biotech directive, the European Biotech Directive, and it regulates all the biotech innovation, so including the medical innovation, the industrial innovation, and of course the agro-food innovations. And if you are going to change this directive, this will affect the whole biotech industry. So also the companies who are working on diseases, orphan diseases, and so on. It will give an insecurity or an insecure situation for maybe 10 or 15 years. And that will have a devastating impact on the biotech industry as a whole. On the other hand, if you look at tomatoes and lettuce, which are the crops that has the most patents around it, what we see there is an enormous innovation. If I go to the supermarket in the afternoon, I've never seen so many tomatoes and so many lettuce.
And we know that we are able to, by natural breeding, develop the plants that can stand higher temperature or higher salinity or a more unpredictable weather, a new pest, a new disease, almost whatever it is. So if we are just able to utilize this fabulous diversity, this tremendously important global common good that crop diversity is, we believe it is possible to deal with this dual challenge of population growth and climate change.